The man NIP called the Cristiano Ronaldo of Counter-Strike is back. But he's playing for Astralis, and unlike Ronaldo, he doesn't look like he's washed. Stay mad, Ronaldo fans. Messi will always be better. Alright, now that I've pissed off half of the viewers, let's get into the Counter-Strike. Here in the pistol round, you get a good example of something that was common throughout this series, and that was that Device is so good at positioning himself and just oozes class in these sorts of scenarios. He knows that he may have the chance to initially cut off rotations as his teammates are setting up the B play, and then he just bides his time on this lurk, makes sure to line up this initial kill, and he knows that unless the CTs want to push the site and go for close range fights against those Glocks, he is going to have a chance to come in through short, help out for a trade if needed, which it wasn't this time, but he was there if he needed to be. It might be partly down to the quality of the opponents he's playing here, but genuinely felt like Device had full control of where his opponents would be and what he could do to play against them. At the start of this one, Device is kind of playing whack-a-mole, jumping up and down, but turns out he's a whack-a-mole with a gun as he finally spots this player pushing mid and gets this pick. And then as his riflers are brawling over towards the A site, he does find this timing window to flank through CT. Maybe this flank is a little slow, but he makes sure to speed up once he's needed, does get that kill onto Lucky, and gives his team a chance to get the bomb down, but unfortunately can't win the fight this time round. But still a very good flank. Here against the lower buy, some aggression comes through, and Device holds with the AK with some solid crosshair placement for this first pick. I also love how even though he has to let Lucky slip into hut with the timing window, once his teammates trade Lucky in hut, he realizes that's his opportunity to instantly put himself in that position. Since there was just a CT there, they won't expect him to be there so soon, and so once he wide swings, it's another easy kill. Here in this round, Astralis have taken the A site incredibly quickly, and that just makes it so hard for the CTs to predict a flank through ramp. I mean, the bomb's down, it feels like Astralis are playing a post plant, and Device is just flanking and finding yet another free kill in the back. And it's really these kinds of plays that add the consistency to your game and are also the plays I think are the biggest difference between the top tier players and the players a little bit below them. Even in this round, after clearing deep into CT, he plops down this nice little smoke so that he can clear this left side with a one-way, and then almost baits the AWP into a closer range fight than the sniper should want in this scenario. And it also just comes down to understanding the state of the game and what you can get away with. Device is really sticky on mid this round with that early nade damage and just multiple pieces of utility and just dry peeks towards mid, because he knows it's highly unlikely Trick to have an AWP in this round. So these are fights that would be fine to take. Instead, they just give his team the info that mid isn't something they have to be too concerned about in this round, at least for a split onto the sites. And then on the retake, the patience is definitely there. This is maybe one of the times where it could be a little too much patience, but Device still walks away with a couple of nice kills on that rifle. Or sometimes it can even be little things, like in this round where there's the rotate down to B, but as soon as Device realizes that bomb is being planted safe, he just goes ahead and moves on up to a more unexpected position and makes the fight favorable for himself. The real meat and potatoes of Device's game, though, is obviously his AWPing. Let's start with the opening kills, which he wouldn't really ever force. He would oftentimes let them come to him, but he was good at getting a couple of these per map. Here is just a standard mid-fight where Lucky tries to go against him, but he's just about able to spot Lucky before he gets team flashed. In this one, he's over towards B apartments, and once he spots this deep molly, he figures he might just be able to make out an angle in case the CT jump peaks, and that's exactly what happens as he gets the opening pick. Oh, and also notice how he reloads after shooting only one bullet when he goes back to spawn, because we're playing on that new patch with only 5 bullets in the AWP. That's something we'll definitely touch on later. And then he also would occasionally go for the opener on CT side, like this round on Nuke, where he gets up towards red early and again is able to catch out an unexpected opponent early in the round. The composure I was talking about earlier also definitely transferred over to his AWPing. For example, in this round, I love how he knows the exact timing for when he needs to re-smoke window, as a small gap here could have given an opportunity for a pick to go against them. And then despite this A play ending up being really awkward and clumsy with that AWP over in Palace against them, Device doesn't force the fight, he takes his time and eventually does indeed win that AWP duel, which is key in getting the bomb onto the site with little time left. And I also think a huge benefit Device is going to bring into the future is his consistency of landing the solid shots. Especially now that you only have 5 bullets in the mag of the AWP, you are going to have to hit your shots consistently, and Device is one of the best out there at doing that. And while a lot of the shots I'm showing here aren't really him getting flashed off or tricked trading too well, it's still just impressive how consistently this guy can land shots when he's just holding angles. Okay, to be fair, in this round, he does miss a couple of these no-scopes close range. We're not going to put that more down to Zipex dying as the B anchor, doing basically nothing to help. Oh, and another quick side note, shout out to Lucky for getting so overstimulated while trying to save this AWP that he accidentally pushes to talk in-game and, well, makes whatever the hell that noise was. He was also maybe a little more proactive than I'm used to remembering from Device, but that could be because he's against Tricked, and honestly, he felt like he was in full control of the series. I like that he goes for this wide peek into ramp, as Zipex was always close by on the rotation if needed, and they could have probably got Tricked trapped in a choke point if they tried to punish. Or maybe it could genuinely be because Astralis are now a worse team and Device might actually have to make some more of his own plays like these. Also, this is the exact sort of round I'm talking about where Device has 4 bullets but just lands these shots so consistently that for other AWPers, maybe it would be a problem trying to get a big multi-kill here, but for Device, honestly, he made this look easy peasy lemon squeezy. And no, I'm not going to try and say that in the same accent that the guy in CSGO says it, because that would end terribly. This is one more cool example where after getting the ramp pick, his teammates flash into ramp, but Device just holds hell the whole time, knowing a CT might try and swing, hearing that flash and hoping that he can catch some players pushing into ramp. Instead, you just push into Device's AWP, and that's another easy kill. I don't think Device's AWP was ever going to be called into question, but he was also doing some pretty solid rifling too. This would oftentimes rely on him hitting those early headshots, like here against this eco. But you'd see it in gun rounds too, like this one where they have the underpass aggression. This is a nice fast flick to hit the initial headshot. And I love the contingency plan of having BlameF smoke connector and Device link up with a smoke of his own to get back out through connector safely. And then once there is contact towards B, Device is really quick and confident, just facing mid, clearing this area out, and that's what allows him to flank so fast and get a big mow down in an important round. And then in this one with the saved AK, he kind of just knows he needs to be the main man here, so despite letting his teammates die, he likes his position, he knows he's going to get a fair fight towards ramp, and a chance to turn around before Tricked are going to trade him, and that does get him a nice couple of kills in this position. Again with those quick headshots. I honestly really enjoyed seeing these rounds where Device would pull out the rifle because I never got the feeling his spray was especially great or he was super skilled with the rifle, but he would very often just get into good positions with it where I feel like even I would have had a pretty good chance at getting quite a few of the kills. And it's definitely important to have a competent rifle in the modern day of Counter-Strike. All in all, while obviously not against the best competition, Device looks just as solid as ever. I'm still a little scared that this Astralis lineup have some big weaknesses. I would love for them to get one more standout player, but it doesn't really look like Device is going to skip a beat on his comeback. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed, why not learn some T-sided tips from Mouse you can apply to your game by clicking here.